Joining me on GCS Today is Bianca Yavalak. She is a science curriculum facilitator for Gaston County Schools. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Todd.
We are talking about the Gaston Regional Science and Engineering Fair. And we've had a lot of interest in the science fair over the past couple of years. What type of projects do you see as being the most popular at the science fair?
This is our 9th year of Science Fair, and so over the years we have seen projects grow from very simple to all of a sudden we're starting to see a lot more microbiology. We have a great partnership with Gaston College. We've seen a lot of environmental science projects, a lot of water quality projects, things that students feel like relate to their everyday. So we're seeing a lot of good high-level growth in terms of the types of projects and the types of science the kids are doing.
Now you are seeing Gaston College partner with the science fair to provide assistance and advice to the students on the projects, but we also have a partnership with the Schill Museum because that's where we host the science fair each year.
We have a lot of great partnerships. The Schill Museum has been amazingly accommodating over the years. They give us space, they give us personnel, they give us basically anything we ask for. They've been a wonderful partner. FMC Lithium in Bessemer City is our biggest sponsor. They granted us quite a bit of money a few years ago and allowed us to kind of grow this program to benefit all of the students in Gaston County. Gaston County Schools, of course, is a huge supporter. We've always had a lot of support from everyone, top to bottom, and it takes a lot of hands to make this run, and so we are always appreciative for everyone who pitches in to help.
Now it's important to note that it's not just a high school science fair. You have middle school, and last year or the year before we expanded it to include elementary school.
This was the second year where we expanded to elementary. So according to the state science fair rules, students in 3rd grade through 12th grade can participate. And so for the last 2 years we've had students representing about 25 different schools in grades 3 through 12. So it's been really nice to see the younger kids starting to get involved.
Why do you think having a science fair is important?
There's so many benefits and so many skills that students get from presenting science fair projects that aren't necessarily science related. And so much in education we talk about preparing them for the real world and preparing them for college and preparing them for jobs and everything they're going to see when they leave our classrooms. They learn research skills, they learn communication skills, they learn to write, they learn to stand and talk to an adult, which is a huge skill, especially for our younger students to learn. And then, of course, they learn some science content, they learn the scientific method, and they learn those things. But it's such a good experience to build them as a whole student as opposed to just a science student.
Now we have students that win at the local level, they advance to a regional science fair, the state science fair, and last year we had a student make it to the international science fair where she won a silver medal for her project that turned kudzu into bioplastic, if I'm recalling correctly.
She did. She was able to use kudzu starch, which is a byproduct of the kudzu plant, which we all see on the side of the road has taken over most of North Carolina. And she took it and she was able then to create a usable, malleable, moldable plastic from it. And so she did really well.
She did. Now you have 2 students here today that you've brought with you. We're going to go over and meet them and talk to them about their science projects. And they will go on to represent us in the regional competition. Maybe they'll show up at the International Science Fair. Let's go over and meet them. We have 2 students. We are going to begin with Britton Payton. She is a student at Stuart W. Kramer High School. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Now, tell us about your project. What's the title of the project and what did you want to accomplish with it?
The title of my project is Superfood Microgreens, and what I wanted to accomplish was looking at the gut microbiota and seeing how the microgreens enhance it. We use Lactobacillus acidophilus and non-pathogenic E. coli, and we saw a significant increase when compared to the control of the probiotic bacteria, which aids in overall nutrition.
Okay, so what does that really mean?
It just means that the microgreens are enhancing the good bacteria of our gut, which could lead to a reduction in your possibilities of developing a chronic disease such as colon cancer or IBS.
Okay, when you say a microgreen, what type of food is considered a microgreen?
Microgreens are just the seedlings from mature vegetables, so they germinate in about 7 to 12 days.
And so if someone is watching and they hear about your project and they say, hey, I want to eat microgreens for better health, what do you suggest? I assume something like broccoli or other green vegetables?
I suggest broccoli was the one I saw the most increase in the lactobacillus acidophilus growth. So I would definitely suggest the broccoli microgreen.
And so by eating what we consider healthier foods, it helps with the good, like you said, the good bacteria
Right.
that is inside of you, it's in your body, in your stomach, that helps
Yes.
with digestion and just being a healthier person.
Yes, because what we see when we're taking in mature vegetables and just processed food as a whole, as a Western culture, we're seeing an increase in the chronic diseases, and that's one of the reasons why is because our mature vegetables are fertilized, and you take in that agricultural fertilizer, and it settles in your digestive tract, and it creates the nitrate oxide settles, and it can leak those toxins into your bloodstream.
Now, with the research that you have conducted here, do you see science in your future?
Yes, I definitely want to continue on that path.
What type of job, if you could create a dream job, what would it be?
I either want to be an occupational therapist or a physician assistant.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Well, you've done some excellent research there, and I hope it goes right on to that regional level and on to the state level
Me
and
too.
beyond. So thank you for being with us today. We're going to move over and meet our next student. We have Mac Gallman. Mac is a student at Ashbrook High School. And Mac, your project, tell us a little bit about what you've wanted to accomplish and what you found out through your research.
I was testing the effectiveness of different agricultural BMPs or best management practices and how they reduce flow rate for surface water runoff and erosion, and just to see with a lot of the rainstorms that we have around here, especially during the summer, erosion and runoff are big issues that have been facing agricultural settings and fields. And so I kind of want to look in to see how we can fix those and just the best ways to reduce that issue.
Well, through your research, what did you determine as a best practice?
Of the three, I chose 3 different BMPs to focus on. I used contour farming, cover crop farming, and row cropping. And in my experiment, the contour farming produced the best results, but a lot of it really just depends on what field and what kind of setting you're using.
Now you say contour farming. What does that mean?
It's using terraces and stuff like that to kind of break up the smooth surface and the flow of a field to give settling areas for water.
Well, what sparked your interest in this topic?
I've always enjoyed being outdoors, and I'm looking into going into biosystems and possibly agricultural engineering is my major in college. So it's kind of always been something I've looked into, and I thought it would be something that I'd enjoy to use as my science fair topic.
Okay. And did the research come out like you thought it would?
It came out the best, I mean, as good as I could have hoped. It was hard taking a large field and bringing it into a smaller setting. So just imagine a field that I could fit in my garage is kind of what I had to work with. So with what the tests that I ran produced good results.
Great. Well, both of you have put together some fantastic projects for the science fair, and we certainly want to wish you good luck as you go on to the regional competition and represent Gaston County Schools. Thank you both very much for being here. And Bianca, you can, right there, that's an example,
Very proud of them.
2 examples of the great work that our students are doing in Gaston County Schools with the science fair. I don't know what you can say about it. It's really impressive to see students engage in research and engage in a project like the ones at the science fair.
When we started this program, next year will be our 10th annual science fair. It's a very big deal, very exciting. When we started, we wanted to change the way our students viewed science education and the way that a community viewed science in our schools. And I feel like we have watched students grow in this program to the point that we're producing high-level competitive research from 12th graders, which is impressive.
It is
very exciting.
It is very impressive and very exciting. Bianca Yavalak, thank you so much for being with us
Thank you for
today
having
on
us.
GCS Today.